Have you ever been deeply hurt and instead of crying, instead of yelling, instead of telling anyone, you just went completely silent? You stopped texting back, you pulled away, you smiled when people asked if you were okay and said, "I'm fine." If that's you, this video is for you, because today we're going inside the psychology of people who go quiet when they're hurt. And what we find there is far more complex, far more powerful, and far more human than most people realize. The first thing you need to understand is this: going quiet is not weakness, it is armor. When someone experiences emotional pain, especially pain caused by another person, the brain activates what psychologists call the threat response system. Your nervous system registers the hurt the same way it would register physical danger. And just like some animals freeze when threatened, some humans go silent. This is called the freeze response, one of the body's 4 primary survival reactions, alongside fight, flight, and fawn. People who go quiet aren't shutting down, they are protecting themselves. Their silence is a shield. The psychologist John Gottman, after decades of studying human relationships, found that people who withdraw during conflict often do so because their heart rate has spiked so high, sometimes over 100 beats per minute, that their brain literally cannot process complex social interaction anymore. Their silence isn't a choice, it's a physiological reaction. But why do some people go quiet while others explode? The answer often lives in childhood. Children who grew up in environments where expressing pain was unsafe, where crying led to punishment, where talking about feelings was seen as weakness, or where emotional needs were ignored, those children learned a critical lesson: I am hurt, I must handle it alone. Over time, that lesson became a blueprint, a deeply wired belief that says showing my pain will only make things worse. Psychologists call this emotional suppression, and research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that people who suppress emotions regularly experience higher levels of internal stress, even when they appear calm on the outside. So the person sitting quietly, looking completely composed, they may be experiencing a storm inside that no one is allowed to see, because somewhere in their history, someone taught them that storms must be hidden. Here's where it gets deeply interesting. For people who go quiet when hurt, silence is not the absence of communication, silence is the communication. When they stop responding, when they pull back, when they become suddenly unavailable, they are saying something. They are saying, I am hurt. I don't trust that words will fix this, and I don't know if you're safe enough to show my pain to. This is what therapists call withdrawal behavior, and it often frustrates the people around them. Partners, friends, and family members sometimes interpret the silence as manipulation, as punishment, or as indifference, but in most cases, it is none of those things. It is someone communicating in the only language they feel safe using. The tragedy is this: the silence that was meant to protect them often pushes away the very people they need, and so the hurt deepens, quietly, invisibly, alone. Now let's talk about what's actually happening inside someone who goes quiet. While the outside is still and composed, the inside is anything but. Research in emotional psychology shows that suppressed feelings don't disappear, they go underground. They show up as tension in the body, disrupted sleep, a heaviness that's hard to name. People who go quiet when hurt tend to be highly processors. They replay conversations, they analyze what happened, what was said, what was meant. They sit with pain in a way that is exhaustive and thorough because they are trying to understand it before they can talk about it. Many of them are also highly empathetic. They don't just feel their own hurt, they feel the weight of potentially hurting others with their truth. So they stay quiet, they absorb, they process alone. And here is one of the most heartbreaking parts. Many of them secretly hope, deeply hope, that someone will notice, that someone will ask the right question in the right tone at the right moment and make it safe enough to open up to. They don't want to ask for comfort, they want someone to see that they need it. If you recognize yourself in this, if you are someone who goes quiet when hurt, here is what I want you to know. Your silence has kept you safe, and it has also kept you lonely. Both things are true. Healing for people like you is not about forcing yourself to be loud. It's about slowly, carefully building the belief that your pain is worth voicing, that the right people, the safe people, can hold it without breaking. It starts with small steps, telling one trusted person, "I'm struggling right now." Not the whole story, just the door opening slightly. And for those of you who love someone who goes quiet, your job is not to drag them into conversation. Your job is to make the silence feel safe enough to end on its own. Ask gently, stay present, don't punish the quiet. And when they do speak, listen like what they're saying is the most important thing you've heard all day. Because for them, saying it out loud, that took everything. Going quiet when hurt is one of the most misunderstood human behaviors. It is not coldness, it is not manipulation. It is a person who learned long ago that their pain was safer kept inside. But here's the truth they deserve to hear. The world is bigger than the rooms where they first learned to be silent, and somewhere out there are people worthy of their voice. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to feel understood today, because sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for a quiet person is let them know they're seen.